Quotes about war. War is an instrument entirely inefficient toward redressing wrong, and multiplies, instead of indemnifying losses. Once we have a war, there is only one thing to do. It must be won. For defeat brings worse things than any that can ever happen in war. In all history, there is no war which was not hatched by the governments alone, independent of the interests of the people, to whom war is always pernicious even when successful. War against a foreign country only happens when the moneyed classes think they are going to profit from it. What he meant, of course, was that there would always be wars, that they were as easy to stop as glaciers. I believe that, too. And even if wars didn't keep coming like glaciers, there would still be plain old death. Yes, there are plenty of politicians who are liars. There is no doubt about this. But some of them are not only liars but also serial killers because they deliberately send people to the wars. To plunder, to slaughter, to steal, these things they misname empire. And where they make a desert, they call it peace. War is what happens when language fails. No war is inevitable until it breaks out. Only the dead have seen the end of war. All war is a symptom of man's failure as a thinking animal. War is cruelty and you cannot refine it. The essential act of war is destruction, not necessarily of human lives, but of the products of human labor. When a war breaks out, people say, "It's too stupid. It can't last long." But though a war may be too stupid, that doesn't prevent its lasting. Of all the enemies of public liberty, war is perhaps the most to be dreaded, because it comprises and develops the germ of every other. If tyranny and oppression come to this land, it will be in the guise of fighting a foreign enemy. Every gun that is made, every warship launched, every rocket fired, signifies in the final sense a theft from those who hunger and are not fed, those who are cold and are not clothed. I know of no safe depository of the ultimate power of society but the people themselves, and if we think them not enlightened enough to exercise their control with a wholesome discretion, the remedy is not to take it from them but to inform their discretion by education. One is left with the horrible feeling now that war settles nothing, that to win a war is as disastrous as to lose one. War prosperity is like the prosperity that an earthquake or a plague brings. The most shocking fact about war is that its victims and its instruments are individual human beings, and that these individual beings are condemned by the monstrous conventions of politics to murder or be murdered in quarrels not their own. Wars based on principle are far more destructive. The attacker will not destroy that which he is after. It is a universal truth that the loss of liberty at home is to be charged to the provisions against danger, real or pretended, from abroad. History teaches us that men and nations behave wisely once they have exhausted all other alternatives. War is terrorism, magnified 100 times. War may sometimes be a necessary evil. But no matter how necessary, it is always an evil, never a good. Though times have changed, it's a nice surprise to see that youthful feeling of anti-war sentiment returning once more to the cobbled main streets of Europe. From time to time, the tree of liberty must be watered with the blood of tyrants and patriots. We sleep peaceably in our beds at night only because rough men stand ready to do violence on our behalf. If a man hasn't discovered something that he will die for, he isn't fit to live. Those who give up essential liberties for temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. If it's natural to kill, why do men have to go into training to learn to do it? Soldiers win battles and generals get the medals. Nothing except a battle lost can be half so melancholy as a battle won. I respect every soldier, from every country, who serves beside us in the hard work of history. America is grateful, and America will not forget. It would be a joke if the conduct of the victor had to be justified to the vanquished. The patriot's blood is the seed of freedom's tree. Military power wins battles, but spiritual power wins wars. I appeal for cessation of hostilities, not because you are too exhausted to fight, but because war is bad in essence. The more money you spend on guns, the less money you spend on people. More weapons, less happiness. More guns, more misery. Nations who are proud of their guns, tanks, missiles, etc. are deprived of humanity. It's time for us to turn to each other, not on each other. We will not learn how to live together in peace by killing each other's children. No more war, war never again. Peace, it is peace, which must guide the destinies of people and of all mankind. War settles nothing. War is as much a punishment to the punisher as to the sufferer. Nothing will end war unless the people themselves refuse to go to war. How vile and despicable war seems to me. I would rather be hacked to pieces than take part in such an abominable business. You don't liberate a country standing on the soil of another. My religion is based on truth and non-violence. There never was a good war or a bad peace. There is nothing so likely to produce peace as to be well prepared to meet the enemy. Peace is not achieved by controlling nations, but mastering our thoughts. If they want peace, nations should avoid the pinpricks that precede cannon shots. Never, for the sake of peace and quiet, deny your own experience or convictions. You cannot simultaneously prevent and prepare for war. Bullets cannot be recalled. They cannot be uninvented. But they can be taken out of the gun. Peace is the virtue of civilization. War is its crime. Make no mistake, the anti-war voices long for us to lose any war they cannot prevent.